Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's me again. You know, what better things do I have to do? A lot, but it all can wait. It's not going anywhere. I don't have all my ducks in a row when it comes to work here. Except for all the critters are always taken care of. Yes, that's right. One thing I found, even though I just sit here and observe the world, is that the confusion that's going on for people out there and just about everything. I saw, okay, so I'm on Facebook, and it's like every time I go through, what happened to all my friends' posts? There's so much sponsored stuff on there, so much political sponsored stuff on there, so much advertisements for this and that on there. It's that it's almost like a treasure hunt. Where's one of my friends' posts? Oh, look, there it is. Right? Yeah. So, every time, every day, for the last so many weeks now, I gotta get rid of Facebook. I don't need this anymore. This is just becoming, And then I have this sense of, but I don't. I have. There is. And I share my videos on there too. But they're all on YouTube, by the way. So if I do disappear again and finally kind of get the call from heaven, but again, there it is. Heaven says, don't give up. That's one way. If you leave that venue, then we have to leave with you. Right, so there you go. Okay. But I saw this one post, keeps coming up. I keep trying to get hype the post or don't show me that kind of stuff. And it's about these dating apps or something. Again, sponsored. And it's offensive. It is offensive to me. There is a woman, and she's like, and we're going, okay, well, doesn't Facebook, okay, so it's just directed for men, right? Because there is just a woman. And while the little blurb goes on, she sticks her tongue out. I'm not going to do it. I think this is gross. It's gross to show your tongue like that. And I'm like, well, then that's not dating. Let's call it what it is. A lust app, right? To satisfy your lust. This isn't love. This isn't trying to find someone to love. This is clearly showing me this is for having sex. And it's really, So, first of all, how do they know I'm single? Well, am I single? Well, no, I don't feel single. I have a husband, even though I have one. The only one I've ever had. I will never have another husband. And so when I go to Spirit World, most likely, I guess, I wasn't his only wife. So we'll see how that happens, right? Yes? Yeah. But in any case, so it's like, come on. So then there's offensive stuff on there, right? Anyway. But I came across something. As I said, the people are just confused out there. And in a way, we show it by everybody is becoming disrespectful. That's the easiest way to say it. Just disrespectful. Done. Okay? Everybody. And it comes to certain things. So, I came across this one in the Book of Wisdom, chapter 15, 7. The makers of idols are fools. Take a potter, now laboriously working the soft earth, shaping each object for use to use. Out of the self-same clay, he models vessels intended for a noble use, and those for a contrary purpose, all alike. But which of these two uses each will have is for the potter himself to decide. Then, ill-spent effort, from the same clay he models a feudal god. Although so recently made out of earth himself, and shortly to return to what he was taken from, when asked to give back the soul that has been lent to him. I find this interesting. We have a soul. It was lent to us in this physical body. What do we do with it? Interesting on how this was worded. Who wrote this? Eh? Even so, he does not worry about having to die or about the shortness of his life, but strives to outdo the goldsmiths and silversmiths, imitates the bronze workers, and prides himself on modeling counterfeits. Ashes, his heart, more vile than earth, his hope, more wretched than clay, his life. For he has misconceived the one who has modeled him, who breathed an active soul into him, and inspired a living spirit. What is more, he looks on this life of ours as a kind of game, and our time here like a fair, full of bargains. However foul the means, he says, a man must make a living. He, more than any other, knows he is sinning. He who, from one earthly stuff, makes both brittle pots and idols. I just opened the Bible. I've read the Bible. Yep. Gosh, I've read so much in here. And so I just open it up for guidance. And this is, and of course, what do I say to the people? What are idols? We all know what that is. But what are idols? Where does it start? I'll tell you one thing, it's a trend. I don't know of any trend out there when it comes to materialistic stuff that's cheap when it is a trend. And on how people become unreasonable. I remember the Beanie Baby craze. Yep, my children were in it too. Yeah, I was in it too. I was young then. Didn't know quite as much. I guess in a way, when I was forming certain things in my family and this and that, I did exactly the same thing as is described in that book, in the Book of Wisdom, about a potter, right, who makes functional pots, then decides, I'm going to make some fancy ones for richer people, right, because I'll get more money. And then, and I'm going to start making these idols, another god, things that people worship. Then I can make even more. And my name's attached underneath. Okay. Where do our thoughts suddenly go when we see abundance and riches in front of us? And what do we do with it? We went to the store and they had just got a new Beanie Baby came out, or new ones. And the store was filled, a toy store, filled with people. And the guy comes out with the box. And he couldn't even put them on the shelf. People were opening the box while he was carrying it. And started. And me and my children, 3 of them, were standing right there. And shoved my children just about aside, had to keep them from falling over, and I'm, what? What is this? This is when, for me, it stopped. Instead of seeing children there for a toy, okay, and saying, we're going to wait, first of all, until there was no reasoning going on in that store anymore. The people went absolutely, they were out of their minds. Adults, not children, adults. They were out of their minds over a stuffed animal. I took my children, I left. I said, we need to go. My children are, but I said, we need to go. This is not right. We need to go. A couple hours later, we went back, and I went to the counter and I said, this is what happened in your store with my children and myself, and this isn't right. Oh, well, my children ended up getting what they wanted because they had some hidden away or something. Okay. A little manipulation going on there on my side. Well, no, I just went and I said, this isn't right. But this was it. After that, I said to my children, you have enough. I want to say, I hate to admit this, that altogether my children had probably a couple hundred of those Beanie Babies. What insane. A toy that becomes an idol, a trend for a short amount of time. Insane. That is the lowest one, the one that absolutely shouldn't exist. I'm going to use that one, a toy. A toy. Probably got more attention during that time than God ever did, in a way. So should one not have things? One should have things. But I think we need to find back to our soul will tell us. Our soul knows what we need. Our soul knows what we need to do. And we are rejecting. That's also part of our conscience, is rejecting. We are rejecting our own soul. The origin of our own soul, which comes from our Father in heaven, our Heavenly Parent. Disregarding what our soul is meant to do here with our physical body, our spirit. Spirit and soul are two different things, by the way. Yes, okay. Yes. So what are we doing with the clay in our life? We are ourselves. How are we shaping ourselves? To what, and into what, and for what? Right? Yes? We should all ask ourselves that. I think that's one reason I just have an easy time just giving it all away. Not to be involved in fights over stuff. It's a good passage. We should take to heart. You know, especially in civilized countries, it's being beautiful and staying young and beautiful looking, and clothes make a person, I guess. I mean, okay. is on a lot of people's minds. And not everybody is a model out there. Doesn't look like a model. Has to, deal with has certain things that are a challenge physically in their life. Yet, that pot, that earthen pot that you are to begin with, or just the clay, and then you were formed. Then there is a part of you, your soul, lent to you to create a beautiful pot in your life. Your spirit, you get to choose on how you grow your spirit, on how beautiful your spirit will be when you go to spirit world. You know what I mean? And people are more and more forgetting the beauty of that. Because we're so, just like this potter in the story, suddenly just a pot for use, a functional pot for use to store things, maybe to boil things in, collect things in, carry water and stuff, has to become something that you just look at. Afraid to use it, right? Yes? Because for one reason or another, though it's a useless pot just sitting there because you're afraid to use it because it costs so much or this or that, somehow has more value than the one you use every day. The one that's actually the much better part in your life. You see what I mean? It's an interesting, odd way to veer off our path when it comes to these things. Why are we doing that? Why are we not recognizing that we're doing that? Have to be told. There has to be a story in the Bible to remind us. Yes? I saw a story where, and it's just a story, I don't know, do men feel that way? Where a guy wanted a goddess in his life, not the wife that he had, that he's not attracted to anymore, doesn't love her, this and that. Yet to have children together. And he prays. What an odd thing. So you're like that, and you're going to pray to get rid of his wife and have a goddess in his life. And God says, okay, if you take over all the chores, this and that, of your wife now, then you're going to get your goddess. So he does, okay. Would the man actually do that? I guess. I have no idea. And then, in the end, long story shorter, he realizes the goddess he already has is a goddess. Right there. And again, well, the wife suddenly had time to take care of herself because he did everything, so now she can, pretty herself up. The whole story just so superficial, even with, I thought. We idolize certain things out there we would like to have. We don't really know what it's going to be like if we actually really get it in the way we want it, right? I wanted to go in, though I didn't. I thought, it's just a story. I'm not even going to worry about it. But it kind of irked me, and I wanted to go in and said, well, I would say if the guys out there are feeling like this, then how about just everybody marry a model? Yeah? Right? plenty of them out there now. A lot of modeling going on out there. That's another trend, right? Everybody wants to become a model. Lots of beautiful people out there, I guess, and they all want to become a model. Interesting how different they look, though, when they have no makeup on. I'm going, well, you don't look a whole lot better than I do without it, without the makeup. Okay, right? Yeah. Suddenly, when you strip everything away, you're going, oh, well, there's not much difference there then, between that useful pot and the noble pot. When you strip everything away around, and it's like, okay, well, what's it used for? Okay. Interesting to me. Yeah, why not just everyone marry a model? I'm sure that would go over really well. Anywho, I have nothing against models or modeling. It's making a living, right? And again, if people didn't want it, it wouldn't. If it didn't make so much money, people wouldn't want it anyway. Or if people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist. Again, another one of those. So if people didn't want idols out there, almost in a way, I find that idols give people an excuse to not be serious about things, right? Because really deep down in their soul, they know it's fake. Just saying. Ask yourself, if you're someone who worships certain things out there that's not God-centered, then ask yourself deep down, why are you doing that? And do you truly believe in it? Yes? I'm just asking. People are going to continue doing whatever they want. And Maverick's missing again. Maverick! No, no, no. Has he gone down the road again? He did that yesterday. Means I have to get in the car. Where is he? I don't see Sage either. Ooh. Oh, there he is. Oh, good boy. There's Sage. There's Maverick. Good boy, guys. I'm coming. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm thanking my horse to not have gone down the road. Yeah, don't. Come on down now. Don't you start wandering that way. All right. I ought to finish up here. My soul was praying for, well, there he comes. Praying for, please don't let him do that. The grass is greener on the other side, right? Yes, he knows that too. The thing is, he just acts by instinct. He doesn't know any better, right? Yes? So I have a feeling the angels brought him back today. Guiding him back. I had a little help from my friends. But we know why we think the grass is greener on the other side than what we got. We know. We also know that really it isn't greener on the other side. So, that's what I found. One doesn't really have to worry about consequences and responsibility when one believes in idols. Fake gods. Futile gods. I like that one. Futile ones. They're not going to help you. They're not going to do a thing for you. There is no guidance comes from something that doesn't exist. Truly. So there it is. When one recognizes who the potter was in our life when we were born, when we were created in our mom's womb, even beforehand, and how our spirit and our soul kind of were, okay, let's see. Yeah, God had to, I'm sure, okay, I got to put a soul with that particular spirit and person in the way that I'm making this useful vessel, right? Match that. Match it beautifully. Match it beautifully. And then, through our physical life, we become even a more useful vessel, right? Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a talent that is beautiful and caring and sharing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Gotta go put the guys up. God's love and blessings always, and I will talk to y'all another time.